Howdy, folks. Frank Amodeo here to take your legal questions. I got some legal issues of my own. Had a couple haters in the comments of the last video of mine. They criticized me, Frank Amodeo. I want you to know I'm taking aggressive legal action towards any and all haters. Anyone that criticizes me, you're not allowed to criticize me, Frank Amodeo. Thank you for watching. We're not going to be too long. Just want to see if anyone has any legal questions. Thank you for being here, everyone. As you know, there's a lot I'm not allowed to talk to by way of law. We got legal actions in every state. I still want to be here for the people. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. Here to take your legal questions, any and all other questions. My name is Frank Amodeo. See, folks, the government, you know what the government did to me? They drugged me and they illegally threw me in jail, folks, for a crime that not only I did not commit, in my opinion, it never happened, folks. So that's the main problem at its core, and we got to eat this elephant one spoonful at a time if we're going to address the issues, folks. All right. In the meanwhile, in the interim, if you're looking for more information on me, you can look it up on LexisNexis. If you don't have the time, you can buy this book. It's called It's Insanity. It's written by Mr. Matthew B. Cox. Available on Amazon, Audible, Kindle, and Inside True Crime on Matt Cox's YouTube channel. Okay? It's a good read. It's a good book. Highly recommend it. Thank you for being here, everyone. As you know, we're going back to I can't really discuss it, but we're going back to the Congo as soon as we can get our military ready, folks. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. Straight up fact. And as soon, excuse me, folks, as soon as we get our 5 million man army, we don't need NATO. Okay? That's just a fact, too, folks. We're talking facts today. We're talking about the issues. We're talking about facts. I don't have much time. I got a busy docket today, folks. Alternating between my Pepsi and my black coffee. Appreciate you being here. Anyone have any legal questions, go ahead and write in or write me a letter. Appreciate your support, folks. We're not going to be too long today. We're here to talk about the facts. We can talk about my case if you want, folks. Government, like I said, government illegally drugged me. Okay. After that, the government trumped up some charges after I was drugged, forced me to sign a prenup. My lawyer, there was a conflict of interest. He would have lost millions of dollars if I wouldn't have signed the agreement. Okay. I can't go too deep into it, folks. There was issues with my attorney. There was issues with witnesses. They were my former partners, former associates. I thought they were good people. They weren't good people, folks. You guys over there are the good guys. These weren't the good guys. You know, they were, they were pretty much, hey, Bad Code, thanks for joining us. We're not going to be too long. I just want to hear, come on and see everyone and confess my factual innocence, folks. I'm going to work soon anyways, but how's everything going back out? Yeah, definitely. I need coffee. I don't really usually drink this much Pepsi, but Frank does, so we're gonna go for it a little bit. Eating a lot more healthy though. Coffee's nice and black and warm. Hope you're having a good day back out, and everyone. Like I said, we're not going to be long, folks. We're not going to take 5 years to solve a 5-minute problem, folks. We're not going to let the government turn the Constitution on its head. We're going to face our problems up front. It's not going to be painless. But when in life, folks, looking back at your life, wasn't it better to do things right? Oh, it's cool, Becco. That's excellent. Glad you had some time to spend with your family. I did the same thing on Easter. That's great. It's starting to get, we made it through winter. It's starting to be nice out. I'm relaxing too here before work. Had a little time to go on, so we're on and talking about my factual innocence. Now, I was convicted earlier in my career, folks. I had something similar happen. Me, Frank Amodeo, my first law firm that I was partner in. I had similar thing. I had some shady my partners. I wasn't keeping my eye on my partners, and they did some things that I got accused of, and I took the heat because that's the kind of guy I am, even though it was their fault, not my fault. And I got, I went to a boot camp for that for about 18 months because my wife said I needed to go. She went through several layers of bureaucracy, and she went and she talked to the prison people. And long story short, convinced them that I needed to go to prison. And, she wasn't very nice, folks. So I ended up 18 months there. Met a lot of great people in there. And, fast forward several years after that, the government was a little grumpy because I took over 83 companies that fell behind on their IRS payments, folks. Now, you show me one person that hasn't fallen behind on a payment, a credit card payment. This is all that was, folks. They were a little grumpy. We were making our agreed upon payments, and they still wanted the whole amount of money. It was only $181 million, folks. And they were a little upset. They didn't think we were paying it fast enough back. So that's it in a nutshell. They drugged me. They told me it was my fault. It wasn't my fault, folks. That's how the government is sometimes, folks. Don't get me wrong, it's the best government in the world, but there's room for improvement, folks. A lot of room for improvement. I'm working on changing some laws, folks. We're lobbying the Congress. You know what I mean, folks? But until that happens, this is what we're dealing with. Oh, Jill has a question. I'm not sure I know the answer. It's a good question, a good solid question. Jill says, has LAPD ever probably tried to find Dana Holmes seen last in North Cherokee Avenue? That's a good question. I don't personally know it. If anyone in the chat knows it, maybe they can help us out. The LAPD folks, they have their own problems. You know what I mean? They're I don't like the LAPD. Not everyone. There's probably a few good police officers, but you see, when the leader is corrupt, it's hard for the street cops to be not corrupt when the leader's corrupt. Usually people do what the leader says to do. So they have their own problems that hopefully they could work their. I mean, they've been corrupt since as far as I've known, folks. You know what I mean? They accuse people of bad things and they just don't have the proof. All right? You know what I mean? They got, we can go back to 93 when they accused a famous football player of something that he did not do. They put a detective on named Mark Furman. But Mark Furman was a lying, perjuring, genocidal racist. That's who they put on the stand to say that these crimes occurred. You can't prove anything. You can't trust anything Furman says. Yeah, they have. They don't do good. They don't do good work. Tim Tolman, he's got definitely some conflict of interest problems. If Tim Tolman wants to be a performance artist, if he wants to be a singer, then he should be a singer. He shouldn't be the chief of police. He shouldn't be singing at Scientology events or accepting money from them. And that's just the way I feel, folks. It's a good question, though, Joe. I wish we knew the answer. I agree with Bat Goat. They have a spotty record at best. I don't know how they get away with what they do. It's one of those questions of who polices the police. Very good question. What else going on today, guys? How's your weather? It's kind of rainy in Buffalo here, maybe about 40 degrees. But it's not bad. A little cloudy, a little rainy. For a Tuesday, April 2nd. Not too bad. It's almost 11:30 here. Appreciate everyone being here. Oh, let's put this one. Okay. The movie Training Day is exclusively based off of the actual corrupt flying crash drag unit. That's interesting. I don't really watch many movies, but that sounds interesting. Trying to think what else is going on, folks. Yeah. If there's any other questions, if not, we'll probably get going here. I got a couple things I gotta do before get ready for work here. But in closing, I appreciate everyone being here. We had a good discussion about my factual innocence. Oh, hey, Steve's still kicking records. How you doing? Oh, this is a... Okay, I'll answer both questions. How can I get out of a smuggling... Well, that's a good question. Steve's still kicking records. You see how I got more time when I repeated the question back, folks, so I could think of an answer? It's a good way to buy for time. Okay. Well, okay. So here's the answer to most of my questions, folks. The answer is very clear. Anyone that agrees to be one of my associates, which is free of cost, is factually innocent because of mens rea. Okay. Now, mens rea means innocent mind. You have to have a guilty mind to commit a crime, folks. And if you have an innocent mind, you can't be guilty. So the mens rea means innocent mind. The actus reus means guilty act. And if your act isn't guilty, you're not guilty. So mens rea, once again, innocent mind. Any and all of my associates have an innocent mind, therefore you're factually innocent of any and all crimes. You're factually innocent of any and all allegations. Which moves me to Jill's excellent question. Okay. Why I should be emperor is because I could protect any and all associates of any and all illegal. No one is allowed to question my associates of guilt of anything. It's just not allowed. They're innocent factually because they have an innocent mind, folks. And if you don't believe that, it's in my book. I didn't write it. Mr. Matt Cox wrote it. He's a great guy. It's called It's Insanity. It's a great read. It's available on Amazon, Audible, Kindle, and on Inside True Crime on Matt Cox YouTube channel. All right, you can get a sample on Audible if you want. It's a good read, though. Very good read. Even jaywalking, yes. Yep. If you have an innocent mind, you can't be convicted, folks. Unless the government tricks you and drugs you like they did to me, and we're still fighting that case, folks. My plan, see, folks, my plan's a good plan. My plan, you read my plan. It's on Nexus and Lexus. All right, it's called Capital Genesis. It's a good plan. You can read my plan if you have the time. If you do the research, you check out the documentation. All right. My plan, folks, is basically like sharing. And if anyone's against sharing, hey, Aaron, doing good. Thanks. How are you? Appreciate everyone being here. You know, if anyone, not you guys, but if anyone's against sharing, folks, you lost my vote. You know, it's like the library. You go in. Excuse me, folks. You go in, you check out a book, you read the book, you bring the book back. Somebody else checks it out, reads it, repeat, etc., etc. If anyone's against sharing, folks, you lost my vote. Now, our system, folks, anyone that agrees to be an associate of mine. Now, folks, the library system is just one aspect of it, okay? So, everything will be communal, folks. I hear you, Aaron. You're still a valued associate. But our system is different, folks. Our system, no one will be better than anyone else. Okay, and there's no capitalism which fails. Capitalism failed, folks. Yeah, we need more community assets. We need everyone is entitled to a free. Now, folks, anyone that's against free housing or free education or free food, you lost my vote, folks. Okay, so. And we could do it too, folks. We could do it. We could have our own currency, our own flag. Anyone that doesn't agree with it, you lost my vote, folks. It's a good system. It's a good plan. Everyone will be driving the same car, folks. It'll be a Toyota Prius. It's a good car, good solid car. We could amend some of the policies. See, folks, if anyone has a better plan, we could change it. It's just that no one else has a better plan. So, for the reasons I've outlined, this is where I will rule. My associates will help me rule and monitor everyone else's behavior. Okay? We're not going to need NATO since we have our 5 million man army. We don't need, we're the peacekeepers, not NATO. All right, Becca. Well, we can modify that one if you want. You know what I mean? Because it's not just me, it's my associates that make the decisions too, folks. See what I mean? It's not all me. It's not. This isn't a flat out dictatorship. You know what I mean? We're modifying things. Like I said, folks, anyone that doesn't like communal stuff like libraries, you lost me, folks. All right, it's called. You know what I mean? People speak. Oh, thank you, Vanilla. Um, Thank you very much. See, the UK has a socialist. I don't know about all. I don't know about all of Europe, but a lot of the UK has a socialistic society, which I think is good, where you get free education, free healthcare. It's technically not free because it's in your taxes, but still, you give people. Where in other countries, if you don't have the money, you die. You know what I mean? Or you have this bill attached to you for the rest of your life, which you can't pay back, which means you can't buy a house and you can't get a good interest rate on a car. Um, so I think we have to be a little more accepting of some of these systems. We take out the bad, we put in the good, and we double it, and we 10x it, folks, and that's what we got. We got a mixture of a bag. And like I was saying with back out, there's negotiations for anyone that's actually one of my associates. Anyone that's not an associate doesn't get a vote, folks, and that's just the way it is. It worked in other countries, folks. That's right, 10x it, back out. Back out's been with me from the start here. He knows everything. We'll be getting back to the Griff Calzone videos by popular demand pretty soon, too. Probably with Mark and Joe DiCeppo, Mark Turi and Joe DiCeppo. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Griff's a good guy. He doesn't take anyone's non-performance. He doesn't take anyone's crimes lightly. So we will be working on our manifesto, folks. It's going to take everything bad out of capitalism. Excuse me, folks. And we're going to put everything good from the socialist Scandinavian countries where they get free healthcare, they get free education. So, like I said, technically it's not free because it's with your taxes, but still better than throwing someone off to the gutter and the garbage and telling them, like some of the other countries, that they don't get to be helped, or you're gonna have a bill attached to you where you can't pay it off. Those are two bad options, folks. You take care of everyone. At least give them, at least give everyone basic health care, basic education, or as much education as if you don't give someone unlimited free education, then you're stifling their progress, in my opinion. All right, so that's not really, it's not good. You know what I mean? So our way is the best way. That's just the way it is, folks. And so maybe we could have two cars, the Prius, and we'll see if Backhoe can come up with a secondary car that we could have. The Prius is a good, dependable car, though. And then one standard pickup truck, and that's it. Trying to think what else we have to talk about, folks. Like I said, we'll have Griff Calzone back soon. Of course, the Clearwater Chad. He'll always stick around. He's a cornerstone of the channel. Yeah, I think that's about it. Anyways, it was great to be here today, folks. I thank you for everything that we've done in the past. I look forward to everything we will do in the future. Hey, Lisa Marie. How you doing? We're just ending, but you can watch a replay. How you doing? Thanks for jumping in. Always great to see you back, Goat. Thanks, back, Goat. Always great to see everyone. Millie Vanilli, sorry, I'm sure that's not your pronunciation. Aaron, hi, Aaron. Jill, Steve's kicking records. All right, have a great day, guys. 10 exit.